Hey folks, Nate Yesner here with Engaged CPAs. Just want to give you a quick tax update here on this Saturday, March 13th. Specifically, we just want to update you on the recently passed government stimulus, otherwise known as the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. There's a few items in there that directly impact and relate to your 2020 tax returns that we just want to highlight for you. So first off, we should be expecting a third round of stimulus. The government is currently cutting checks and initiating direct deposits in the amount of $1,400 per taxpayer and listed dependent. To be eligible for these stimulus payments, you have to show an adjusted gross income of less than $75,000 for single filing taxpayers and less than $150,000 for those married filing jointly taxpayers. Now, very few people have submitted their 2020 tax returns at this point, so the IRS is going to be using your 2019 tax return to determine your eligibility for these payments. Now, if your income on the 2019 return is above these thresholds, you will not be eligible for at least this initial round of stimulus payments. So your next action would be to submit your tax documents for 2020 if you haven't already, and we will initiate your 2020 tax return. If the income shown on your 2020 tax return is within the allowable limits for a stimulus payment, you will receive that stimulus payment. Now, the important date here is July 15th, 2021. Your 2020 tax return will have to be submitted before this date, and if it is, your stimulus payment will come shortly thereafter. If you submit your return after this date and you are eligible for stimulus payments, you will not receive those payments until 2021. So it's important to get your documents to us as quickly as possible. So the other important element of this stimulus package relates to unemployment compensation. So if you received unemployment compensation in 2020, you will be receiving a 1099 that will detail the amount of unemployment that you received from the federal government as well as at the state level. Typically, the full amount of unemployment that you receive would be taxable at the federal level. But one of the provisions of this stimulus will exclude from your taxable income the first $10,200 that you received in unemployment compensation. Now the catch is you have to show for your household an adjusted gross income of less than $150,000 for 2020. If you have an amount greater than this, the full amount of the unemployment received will be taxable. So whether you've already submitted your 2020 documentation to us, or if you have not yet done so, even if we've even drafted your return and even sent you a copy of it, please rest assured that we have not filed any returns with the government yet, and we're still waiting to see how all of this plays out. And we will ensure that if you are eligible for that tax-free treatment of unemployment, that we'll make sure that you get that. So if you have any questions on any of these items, please reach out, and we'd be glad to discuss them with you. And thanks a lot.